Hey Aries, October. So Aries, you have some interesting things going on this month with your ruling planet Mars. So Mars is in the watery sign of Cancer, a cardinal water sign, which means it pushes forward the season of summer. You, Aries, are a cardinal fire sign that pushes forward the season of spring. Okay, so this causes a square. And so it's interesting when you have a square with your own ruling planet. Okay. So Mars, your ruling planet, the planet of action, the Greek mythology, Mars is the god of war. Aries is often portrayed as the warrior. And so you've got this square going on with Mars wanting to take action in this watery sign of Cancer, which has to do with the home, with nurturing, mom kind of energy, kind of almost like slowing down a little bit. And that's the message that I keep getting for you for the month, is to slow down a little bit. Okay. Now, this is your full moon month because the full moon in Aries happens on Thursday, the 17th at 24 degrees Aries. And that is also going to be square Mars, your ruling planet. So that's going to be very interesting. We're going to have to keep our temper in check and make sure that we release some of this pent up energy in a proper way. We talked about that in the month of Head. I was showing like pictures of like a pillow fight or some way to like release some pent up energy, but not in a negative way. Okay. Now, you earlier degree Aries, the ones at the beginning of Aries, which happens in March, you are really close to Neptune at 27 degrees Pisces. So you're conjunct Neptune. And anytime Neptune's involved, it's watery energy. And we know that things are foggy and not always clear. But Neptune is the great healer. So this is a great time to slow down and to take action in healing. This whole month of October was a lot about releasing as we move into Scorpio season, Scorpio new moon. And there's a lot here about releasing the old stuff. Okay. So slow down, do the work that you need to do, listen to the month ahead that will tell you more about the work that you need to do. Now you're going to have an opposition with Mercury in Libra from 9/26 to 10/13. So Mercury is the planet of communication in the peacemaker sign of Libra. It's going to be opposite from you. So you may need to slow down. You may need to clear some things up with family members. Cancer is like mom energy, kind of has family vibes to it. Mercury is the communicator. Libra is the peacekeeper. So maybe there's some things you need to clear up. Do it now. Okay. Scorpio season is here to help us transform things. It's going to be here later in the month. All right. Now, once Scorpio season happens, well, let's see. On the full moon on the 17th, Venus will move into the sign of Sagittarius, the fiery sign. So that's going to make a trine with you. So even though your ruling planet has all these squares, and your ruling planet Mars is written as a symbol for men, you do have this beautiful trine going on with Venus, the symbol for women. So from 10/17 to November 11th, you'll have this trine. So enjoy it. Make peace with the women in your life. Make plans, because I kind of get the vibe that like you might be having a trip coming up. So make some plans, but you got to clear the air first. Okay. Now, I did a little pre-reading. I looked at these cards before I got on this video just to kind of see what's going on for you, Aries. And I'm using this Halloween tarot deck, and I got the Four of Imps, which would be traditionally called the Four of Wands. Interesting how they're like kind of dancing under a full moon, and that's your full moon. So this is going to be a really powerful time for you. And Libra season in general just has like relationship themes, right? Libra rules the house of relationships. So we have 30 days of relationships. And so it looks like you're making some good ones. It looks almost like a Halloween party. It looks like you might be having some fun here. Okay. Now, your second card I got was the Two of Imps, which is the Two of Wands. And it looks playful, but it almost looks like a mother pulling two kids away from each other from fighting. Okay. So make sure you're choosing the right people to be around. And please don't just succumb to the kind of angry energy that could be in the air, or the feisty energy that could be in the air. Things are really, really watery this month. There's so many planets in water. I think by the end of the month, we have like 6 planets in water. So it's really emotional, and there can be misunderstandings, especially for you early degree Aries that have Neptune close by. Okay. So, feel and go slow before you start getting into it with people. And then I got the 6 of Swords here from the Dark Mansion Tarot that shows some forward movement. Okay. Almost reminds me of a father and his daughters. Okay. There's some forward movement here. So if you're looking to mend something, maybe you're mending something with your daughters. Maybe you're mending something with the women in your life. It looks like there's an opportunity here that there's forward movement. All right, now that was your pre-reading. Let's go into a live reading. Let's see what you need to know here. We're going to pull a card for each week. I'm going to go with 4 weeks here, and we'll see what you need to know, Aries. I'm working with a few different decks. I haven't looked at any of these cards yet. I've got the Dark Mansion, this Halloween Tarot, the Black Cats, and a couple cool oracles we're going to mix into it. One of which is The Beloved Dead by Carrie Paris. This is the oracle that she released recently. So we're going to put one of those over here for you. And I'm working with an Everyday Witch oracle also. And I'm using this little divine doors. Okay, so we're going to throw some of those in there too. And we're going to pick a card week by week. We got tons of cards for you. All right, let's see what we got. Week 1. I've not looked at these yet. We have the King of Cups here. Okay, now he would be a Scorpio king, or king that's in touch with his emotions. Okay, we said there's a lot of watery emotions there. He looks like he's older king. He has the wisdom. He can listen. He can hear. He can feel people. Okay, so have a little compassion and listen to what others have to say to you. Week 2, we've got the High Priestess here, who very much is the divine feminine. Love how she's standing on the moon. She's card number 2, so she's in relationship. And she's kind of, the High Priestess in general is like that quiet whisper of your soul that if you quiet down enough, you can hear it. Okay, so she's there, and she is ruled by the moon. She's very feminine. You got a lot of things about women and Venus this month. All right, the High Priestess, week 2, starting off with a king and a major arcana. Not bad. You got the Queen of Swords here on week 3, and she's no nonsense. She's not going to take any garbage. She knows how to use the word no very clearly. She actually could be considered a Libra queen because she's air. She rules big business. It's interesting how the King of Cups and the Queen of Swords are kind of staring at each other through the High Priestess here. And the High Priestess is standing on the moon. Okay, so there's a lot of attention being given here to the women in your lives. Week 4, 7 of Pentacles. Okay, this is about, it's almost like he's tending to what's valuable, but it's still got a little ways to go. Okay, so don't expect immediate results. Just tend to things. Tend to the women in your life. Tend to the relationships in your life. And please follow the advice in the month ahead about how to really take advantage of this releasing energy that we have available this month. Let's see what your oracles are over here. Competition, which is totally an Aries card. Okay, now there's fun competition, like they're playing hockey, I think. But then Aries, like you're known to be competitive, right? You're ruled by Mars. But Mars it's got a whole bunch of squares going on this month. It's squaring the sun. So please just keep your competition in check, especially you don't want to be competing with these women in your life. And you have seasonal harvest. Okay. And that's kind of where we are in New England. We're really starting to harvest things. We're going to go into cooler weather, seasonal harvest. So something beautiful is being harvested, is coming into your life here. All right. That's really lovely. All right. Let's see what your door card said. It said the sacred lotus, compassion and action, the chosen tool. I see now the lotus in your spirit's jewel. Huh. And here's your door. Isn't that pretty? Looks like it's in India or something. So your door is the sacred lotus, compassion, and action. Okay. So I just got the vibe that you have a lot of women in your life. Like I said, this could be daughters, this could be partners, this could be friends. But there's a lot of compassion. There's a lot of attention on listening to others. You need to be a great listener this month. And your heart, what you harvest from this could be very, very healing. Okay. The sacred lotus. Now, we're going to go week by week here and see what you need to know each week, which we were kind of doing here up here week for your 4 cards there. But now we're going to really break it down week by week and see what you need to know with these little mini Everyday Witch Tarot. So for week 1, we have the Page of Pentacles here, and he's flipping a coin. Okay, we're trying to decide which way to go. Underneath the King of Cups here, who's such like almost like a great therapist or great listener, right? And so there's a decision, Page of Pentacles, trying to decide which way to go, but really the answer's in listening and feeling. Week 2, you've got the Tower card here, and this is like my favorite Tower card because you can see that she's kind of got a smirk on her face, like she caused the destruction of that tower. Okay, so it's almost like you want to take some responsibility. Not everything that was broken down was like your fault or all the other person's fault. Okay, but like I kind of get the vibe that you need to take some responsibility for the breakdown. Okay, and it's a good thing. Week 3, here's the 5 of Wands, which shows a lot of other people's opinions. This 5 of Wands, did we get another 5 of Wands? No, I guess we didn't. Kind of reminds me of the competition card, though. So there's a lot of people's opinions. Look at all the women around, too. There's a lot, and it's like they're talking to each other. So maybe you're having problems with one woman, but they're all kind of talking. Okay. And so there's a lot there, and there's a lot of things I think you need to take responsibility for to be able to move forward. It's not a bad thing at all. Week 4, here's the Chariot. Okay. Moving forward. This is a card about overcoming obstacles to move forward. Okay. It's interesting that it's like this way or that way. And then this was kind of the same thing up here, this way or that way. Okay. So there's some decisions to be made, but the answer is going to be in feeling, because this is a watery card. This is ruled by the moon. And so with Mars in this watery sign of Cancer, pay attention to your body, pay attention to feeling to really direct you forward. Okay. I know Aries, like you're usually like so busy, right? Ruled by Mars, always wanting to get up and go. But this is kind of asking you just to slow down a little, to take in what other people are saying. And some of this, what they're saying is nonverbal, because we're going to have Mercury going into the sign of Scorpio this month. And it's a lot of like unspoken and feeling and all that kind of stuff. And just kind of feel people, hear people, take responsibility where you need to. There's a lot of forward movement that can happen from this. Okay. Now, let's see. I want to do is I'm going to move these to the side because we've been using this calendar to do our charms on, because we brought our charms back. Okay. Put some of these cards to the side over here. We're going to use this great October calendar and toss some charms, give you some dates, some power times in the month of October for you, Aries. Got this big bowl of charms here. It's really big punch bowl. And let's see, I brought the charms back by special request from a lot of you. So let's see what we've got. Just kind of tossing them right on there. And the word hand that kind of went off to the side here. Hand. I got the number 5. Oh, let me not move these. Okay. So let's see what we've got. First of all, what fell to the side here, right on top of the King of Cups, is votes for women, which I think is kind of funny when we talked about all the women energy. Also, please do not let politics get into the way of your conversations, please. I've got a smiley face over here. And what is this thing? This is a magician's hat. Okay, fell over here. So there's some magic. There's a lot of smiles. There's votes for women. It's almost that word hand. Lend a hand, give a hand, maybe applauding someone, great work that they've done. Okay. Now, when we look at the calendar itself, we see a pretty good amount of energy across this first week of October. It looks like up here on the 29th of September, this is a piece of labradorite, which is the stone of magic. Okay. We had a magician's hat over here. So not such a bad thing, along with a tree here on the 29th. So it looks like grounded with some magical vibes. We go into, on the first, we have the letter K on the first, K5 actually it says. And then we've got another 5 here on the third with 5 of diamonds. The third looks like it's chock full of energy. We've got a moose and we've got an American flag there. Okay, so Thursday, October 3rd, lots of activity there. And let's see, what was Thursday, October 3rd? Was right after the new moon. Okay, and the moon will be in Libra. So a lot of activity there on the 3rd for you. Friday the 4th, you've got an engagement ring, a diamond ring there. Now, remember, I said that this isn't the best month to like run away and commit and elope. But there is definitely going to be themes of commitment, maybe people asking, your relationships asking what's really going on, what's the future, that kind of stuff. That may come up this month. This isn't a great month to solidify it, but it's a great month to talk and feel it out. Okay, so we got that on the 4th. Now over here on the 13th, we have the letter T and a zipper. Okay. The 14th, we have a little dog. The 16th, we have the letter R along with I think this is maybe a Mary symbol. Mother Mary. The 19th, you have another American flag and the number 5. So I kind of get like a lot of like, you might have like really strong political viewpoints right now. You might have real love for your country. You might be really caught up in this election stuff. Seems like there's a lot of that going on. We have the letter V on the 23rd, V4. So you didn't really actually get any vowels, but you got RV. And if this is anybody's initials, KT, RB, you have VT, which is Vermont, and almost like the word track, maybe. But okay, now let's see what else we've got going on here. I'm going to roll some dice for you. And you got the moon in Aries in the 12th house. Okay, so we already know that the full moon is going to be in your sign of Aries this month. And we know that happens on the 17th. Do we have any energy on the 17th? Not too much. The moon is who we truly are. The moon is emotional, right? It's watery. It is, it kind of has a pull, right? It rules the public, okay? And Aries is all about I am. It's pushing forward. And the 12th house is Pisces energy, very karmic, very quiet and reserved and stepping back, away, retreating. Okay. So this is really your time to slow it down, heal it up. Some old things that have happened. It might include the state of Vermont. And there's almost like some applause that you need to give someone in your life, a woman in your life. There's some kind of acknowledgement. And the best thing that you can do is listen. Okay. Now, I'm going to give you some power days outside of what we had there on the calendar. We rolled the moon, Aries 12th. So we are going to look at when the moon is, well, we already know the moon's in the sign of Aries on, let's start with Pisces because you rolled the 12th. So you have Sunday the 13th from 3:55 p.m. The moon enters Pisces, and that's where you had the T and the zipper. And it goes through to the 14th. The 15th, then it moves into Aries, which you did roll. So you get the 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th as very powerful times for you. And it looked like the 16th was already very chock full for you. All right. And then we have the sign Cancer, when the moon will be in the sign Cancer on Monday, October 21st at 6:50 p.m. through the 22nd and the 23rd, and too early in the morning on the 24th. Power days for you, Aries. Thank you for joining me.